Hi guys, welcome back to my vlog. I'm Victoria if it's your first time here, and today I'm taking the vlog in a different direction. It's not really talking about relationship issues, but I'm talking about an issue that's relevant to me as a woman, I guess. It's relevant to everyone because everyone needs to be safe, but it's more relevant to me. So I hope that it helps you, that my insights help you, and if you can borrow some ideas, even if, regardless of your gender, that is, you're free to borrow them. I'm not locking anyone out of my advice. So I found myself having to live alone. Well, I wasn't alone. I was with my kids and my nanny, and regardless, it still feels like I'm the first line of defense in case of anything. So I felt like this is a vlog that many women need to hear. If you're just moving out for the first time and living on your own, or if your life situations have changed and you found yourself living alone, then here are some tips to help you be safe. So if you haven't yet moved out, the first tip is that you need to look for a safe neighborhood to live in. If you can afford this luxury, because I understand that in some instances it's more of a luxury than a regular choice to make, just try and make sure that the neighborhood is safe for you. It's safe for your children if you have them, or your child, or it's just a place that you don't hear gunshots. So if you're later to get to the house by a few minutes from your regular schedule, it's also going to help if it's a place that you can easily access with Ubers and other ride-sharing apps and taxis, because there are places that are so insecure that even this kind of transportation won't want to be there. So for the best outcome, try and find a secure neighborhood. The closer to the tarmac or to a well-lit and public area it is, then probably the better it's going to be. So tip number 2 is the safety of the actual place you're living. As a woman living alone, I think it's better for you to live in a gated community or in an apartment complex, a flat. Just try and stay away from individual units in which you're fenced in by yourself. I feel like these kinds of units are they're not the best option, as much as they might provide you with a lot more privacy than other places. If someone were to end up inside your property somehow, it will be harder for you to fight them or for to protect yourself than it will be if they were trying to get into your space, and you have neighbors who know your ins and outs. So that's another consideration that you need to make. Another option to take is, if you can, then install a security camera and change the locks to more secure ones if you can do that. A security camera is going to be additionally handy if you have to leave your children or child home with a nanny, because having this monitoring device, it's going to give you more peace of mind while you're out and about. In case of anything, you can maybe look back on the footage, or you can install one that sends live broadcasts to your phone or your laptop, so that anytime you want to check back at home, you can check. Even if you're not living with anyone, if you're suspicious of maybe getting packages that are sent to you stolen, or anything that you leave outside your house, then it's a good idea to install security cameras and something like that. Another important thing for you to do when you're living alone as a woman is to know your neighbors. Even if you don't really want to know them or like them, it's better for you if you do, because when you're cordial with them, and I know this sounds like telling women to smile so they can be more approachable, more homely, and the rest of that nonsense, but this is a general human kind of thing. If you're friendly to people and you're not hostile, aggressive, and angry with them, then they might not have a reason to break into your house, because neighbors can also be a threat to you. And if anything goes wrong, they might help you out if you're nice to them. So, yeah, this is a kind of manipulation, but I guess if it works for your safety and you're not directly harming anyone, then why not? Sometimes good people have to resort to bad measures, and I'm not saying I'm a good person. So if you're a good person, don't feel like you have to be mean to someone because you hate them just so you can be genuine and true to yourself. That's just a lot of Jon Snow nonsense, and it's not going to help you. Another important thing that you need to do as a woman living on your own is to don't broadcast your singlehood. As much as you might be trying to find a replacement for your ex or someone to fill the void, and so you feel like networking is the best thing to do, then and it's good to network, but don't let the people who can find out where you live know that you are single and that 99% of the time you're going to be home alone. This is just going to make you a very easy target. The same thing applies to if you're traveling or if you have plans of, I don't know, just taking a trip or something like that. Try and keep your life a bit private, especially the fact that you are home alone. If someone tries to get close to you and they try to get really inquisitive, you can make up a story, like say that you have a cousin who lives with you and they're going to school. Just make something up. It's going to be harder to try and break into your space or harm you if someone isn't really sure that you're going to be home alone at a specific time. So yeah, try and be unpredictable in that regards as well. Don't maintain a really easy pattern to figure out, because as people from my tribe say, it's easier to kill a rat that always uses the same opening to hide, because, well, it's going to be predictable. And another thing that you should do to improve your safety as a woman living alone is to take a self-defense class if you can. If you have the time, if you can afford it, then it's going to be good to be able to defend yourself if all the other measures that I'm talking about don't really work. It's good to give yourself a fighting chance if push comes to shove. And along those lines, try and get a weapon that you can use inside your house. It can just anything that you can use to protect yourself. And I might go into the details of that in a future video, but for now, just get creative and use your common sense. Make sure that every time you're at home, you have something that you can defend yourself with if you need to. And on that note, try and avoid letting people into your home while you're alone, or people whose motives you're not clear about. Like people that you've known for a shorter time than 1 year. Just don't try to be alone with them in your space, because I know this sounds paranoid, but really, if you don't know them that well, then why are you trusting them so close to you, like in your sanctuary? Just don't do that. If you have to have something repaired, then try to have a friend over when the repair person is coming in. Just create the illusion that there's someone else living in the space with you. And it's going to, yeah, I'm sure it might help. Another thing that you need to do is to stay observant. If you notice someone or people lingering around your house at odd hours, or more often than it makes sense for them to do, then you should maybe alert someone who's close to you, or improve your security measures, like get home earlier than dark, and try to keep yourself safe. I know I'm not helping a lot by saying that, but I know it's possible to find a way to maybe just minimize the risk that you're exposing yourself to. Call a taxi person that you're very confident in and that you can rely on. If you have to leave the house extra early or get back home really late, you're going to benefit from having someone who's more or less in your team than not. Yeah, so another thing that you should do as a woman living alone is, on the point of getting a weapon, you could also get a dog, but I'm not sure how well that would work. Just make sure that it can work with your schedule and it's something that the place you live allows. Don't get a dog just to starve them or isolate them for a long time. That's going to be really selfish of you. And excuse me, as far as keeping yourself safe goes, it's not just other human beings who can harm you, although the other factors, they generally have an aspect of humanity in them. And this is in case of a fire, in case of a flooding incident, in case the house falls while you're out. Maybe have an emergency plan for cases like that. If you have important documents in your house, make sure that you've kept them in a place that's safe, but from where you can access them easily and fast in case you get really short notice that something's going wrong. Then make sure that they're in a place you can access easily. And this way you're going to save yourself the hassle of maybe having to get new documents and new IDs, such stuff. So that's all I can think of for now. As always, thanks for clicking on my video. I hope it helped you in one way or another. If you feel like I left something out, let me know in the comments. Share if you feel like there's someone who can benefit from this, and I'm open to any kind of critique, but please don't send a lot of hate my way. I'm in a sensitive place right now, and I could use your support. So subscribe, like, and thank you to my newest subscribers. I'm still trying to figure out everything, but I hope I'll have everything figured out fast enough to be helpful, to be even more helpful down the road. If there's something you'd like to hear my take on, just let me know in the comments, or somehow, you're on my Instagram, on BetaV. I hope to hear from you and interact with you, and that's all I have for you today. So stay safe, make good choices, and don't put yourself at risk. If you have to move to a new place as a woman on your own because of a threat from another party, then use these tips and also find others to keep you safe. Like, always have a family member who knows where you are and where you're supposed to be at all times. That's going to help a lot. I'm at risk of rambling, so let me end the video at this point. Bye. See you next time. Thanks.